Students, today we are going to solve what example 3. When we discussed the concepts of ratio, we discussed earlier that we can write the ratio as A ratio B. And then we also discussed that we can write the ratios in fraction, that is A upon B. Now this is the concept that we are going to use over here. This is our A and this is our B. So we will write it in fraction 4x upon 9, then equals to sign. Now again this is our A and this is our B. We again write it in fraction like 7 upon 3. This will be our first step. Now the next step is we will do cross multiplication. We will multiply the A by D, and here this is our A and that is our D. So we will multiply this with this and we will multiply 9 by 7. You know, this is called cross multiplication. So when you multiply 4x by 3, you will have 12x, and when you will multiply 7 into 9, you will have 63. Now 12 is multiplying over here, and when we shift it to the other side, it will divide. So x equals to, that will be 63 upon 12, or you will divide it and let's see what will be the answer. 63 divided by 12, and we have 21 upon 4. And when you solve it by pressing the shift key and this key, you will have the answer. So you will have 5 whole 1 by 4, 5 whole 1 by 4. You can write it in mixed fraction or you can write it in decimals like 5.25. Both the answers will be correct. So that's how you will solve such type of questions. In this question we have calculated the value of x. Now in a similar fashion we will solve the practice now 3. We will have to calculate the value of x, and this is our A and that is our B. So we will write it in fraction as we did earlier. So that will be 3a upon 7, 3a upon 7 equals to 8 over 5, 8 upon 5. Again we will do the cross multiplication. So 3a will be multiplied by 5 and 7 will be multiplied by 8. So 3a times 5, that will be 15a, and 8 times 7 you will have 56. Now as you can see, 15 is multiplying over here, and when we shift it to the other side, it will divide. So A will be equals to 56 upon 15, or you will solve it by dividing, and the answer will be in fractions. 56 divided by 15 and you will have 14 upon 3, and when you will solve it, you will have 4 whole 2 by 3. So our answer will be 4 whole 2 by 3. Now this is a very easy concept, and you will do exercise 9a. Question number 2, A and B, both of these parts will be solved in a similar way, and then question number 3 will be solved in a similar way. Now you can pause the video over here and try to solve these questions by using these concepts that you have learnt. However, I am going to solve question number 2 and 3 as well. Okay, now we will solve question number 2, and this is A part, this is B part, and we will write this A and 400 in fractions. So you will write as A over 400 equals 6 over 25. We will write the ratios in fractions. Now we will cross multiply a with 25 and 400 with 6. So a into 25, we will have 25a, and here you will multiply 400 times 6. You can solve it over here, or as you can see 25 is multiplying over here, and when we shift it to the other side of the equation, it will divide. So a will be equals to 400 times 6 divided by 25. Now you can do the calculations. We have 400 times 6 divided by 25, and we have 96. So that is our answer, 96. Just like that. It's very easy. We will do the part B in a similar way. This is our A and this is our B. So we will write it in fraction. It will be 5b over 8 and 2 ratio 5. So it will be 2 divided by 5. We will write it in fractions. Now we will multiply, cross multiply 8 and 2. So 5b into 5, that will be our 25b, and 8 times 2, that will be 16. Now 25 is multiplying over here, but when we shift it to the other side of equation, it will divide. So b will be equals to 16 over 25. Now that equation is called proper fraction, and we will not further simplify it. That will be our answer. What is a proper fraction? In proper fraction, the numerator is smaller value and the denominator will be bigger value. Such a fraction is called proper fraction. So this is the answer of our question number 2 of exercise 9a. Now we will move on to the word example 4, and the topic is problem involving ratios of two quantities. The ratio of number of female participants to the number of male participants at a party is 4:9. If there are 30 more male participants than female participants, calculate the total number of people who attended the party. So this is what we have to find it. Now we will solve the question. We suppose that let the number of female participants is x, and as there are 4 number of female participants, so we will multiply it by 4. So the number of female participants is 4x. The number of male participants is 9, so that will be 9 times x. So let the one member is x, as there are 4 female members, so it is 4x. 1 2 3 4, 4x. And as there are 9 male members, so that will be 9x. Fine. Now according to question, it says that there are 30 more male participants. It means that the number of male participant is 30 times more than the female participant. Fine. Now we will solve the question. According to condition, we can see that if we subtract the male members from female members, we will have this number. So male members are 9x, female participants are 4x, and the difference is 30 times. Yani there are 30 more male members than the female participants. Now we will solve the like terms. 9 subtract 4x, we have 5x equals 30. 5 is multiplying over here and it will be divided when we shift it to the other side. So that will be 30 upon 5. And if we simplify it, we will get 6. So the number of x, actually the x value is 6. What we have to find in this question is the total number of people who attended the party. So the male participants are 9x and the female participants are 4x. We add them together to find the total number of people who attended the party. Fine. Now we have 9, and as you can see that the x is 6, then plus 4, and instead of x I will put 6 over here. When we add it together, the answer will be 78. 9 times 6 plus 4 times 6, you will add these values and you will get the answer, which is 78. That is the total number of people who attended the party. Now in a similar manner we will solve the practice now 4. The ratio of the number of fiction books to the number of non-fiction books is 5:2. If there are 1421 fiction and non-fiction books all together, how many more fiction than non-fiction books are there in the library? Okay, let's solve it. Let the number of fiction books be 5x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also represented it diagrammatically so that you can understand it easily. And the number of non-fiction book is 2, so we suppose it like 2x. Now look at this word, all together. So it means that if we add them together, 5x plus 2x, then their number will be 1421. Because together fiction and non-fiction books, their number together, when they are added together, it will be 14. It is 1421. Make sense? Okay, now we will add these together. These are the like terms having the same variable x, so we will add it together and we get 7x equals 1421. 7 is multiplying, and when we shift it to the other side, it will divide. So that will be 1421 upon 7. Let's see what will be the answer. 1421 divided by 7, and we have 203. So x is 203. Now that is not our answer. How many more fiction than non-fiction books are there in the library? So the number of fiction books are compared to the non-fiction books. So as you can see from the diagram, the fiction books are, look at the fiction books, number of fiction books. There are 3 more fiction books as compared to the non-fiction books. Fine. So we will multiply this value 203 by 3 in order to compare the number of fiction books to the non-fiction books. When we multiply it, we will get the answer. So 203 times 3, and we have 609. 609. So the number of fiction books are 609. So now we will solve practice now 4. Kate and Nora, I don't know if I am pronouncing it correct. So Kate and Nora each have a sum of money. So they have certain amount of money to spend. The ratio of amount of money Kate has to that of Nora is 3:5. It means that the ratio 3 units for Kate, 5 units for Nora. Now, let's suppose that amount of money Kate had initially is 3x. Let it be 3x. X is the amount of money. We don't know yet how much amount is there, and 3 is the unit of the unit for the Kate. Fine. And let the amount of money Nora had initially, it's 5, so we will suppose it like 5x. This is what we have written over here. Now Nora gives $150 to Kate, so Nora gives 150, so we will subtract it, and Kate received the 150, so we have added it to the original amount. Fine. Now we will find the ratio of this one to this one. That is our A and that is our B. So we know that we can write the ratios in fractions. Therefore we will write it like 3x plus 150 over 5x minus 150. A divided by B. Fine. And the ratio after this exchange of money, the ratio has changed. Initially the ratio was 3:5, but after when the Nora gives $150 to Kate, now the ratio has changed and it becomes 7:9. Therefore we will write this in fraction like 7:9. 7 divided by 9. Now we will cross multiply it. I will multiply this by that, and I will multiply this with this. Fine. So we will have like 9 3x plus 150, and we have 7 multiply 5x minus 150. Now we will multiply that, and you know we will multiply 9 times 3, it will be 27x, and 9 into 150, 9 into 150, we have 1350. 7 times 5x, we have 35x, and 7 into 150, 7 into 150, we have 1050. We will arrange the like terms. 27x and 35x, when we shift it to this side it is plus, when we shift it it will be minus 35x. Here we have minus 1050, and when we shift this 1350 to the other side of equation, its sign will change. We have minus 1350. Now we will subtract it. 35 minus 27, and we have 8x, and minus, because this is bigger value, it has a negative sign, so we will write negative sign. We will add them together, but we will write the negative sign with the answer. Same sign, remember, same sign we add. So 1050 at 1350, and we have this 2400. Negative signs will be cancelled. X equals to 2400 divided by 8 is multiplying over here, and when we shift it to the other side it will divide. So 2400 divided by 2400 divided by 8, and we have 300. Fine. Now what we have to find is that Find the sum of money Kate had initially. What is the amount or what is the sum of money Kate had initially? So as you know that the amount of money Kate had initially is 3x. So you will write the sum of money Kate had initially equals to, since I am running short of space over here, so I am writing it over here, 3 times x, and x is 300, so I will substitute 300 over here, will multiply it, 3 times 9, so that will be the amount of money, the sum of money that Kate had initially. So that will be the answer of this question. Now there is a homework for you. You will solve the similar questions like this. The questions are 7 and 12. I will also solve it in the next video, but it's for your homework. You will try it and let's see what will be your answer. Thank you very much.